Hey, Tom, I was stupid when I was young. I got married when I was 21 and had 2 kids, both planned. My marriage lasted 20 years. You weren't around, Tom. Never in a million years would I have cheated, or at least that's what I thought in the beginning. But a guy has needs. I got fed up with the wife saying either she was too tired or had no time. Or she said, I'll have sex when I lose my weight because I feel self-conscious about it. Oh, sure, she had time to watch TV or pleasure herself while she thought I was asleep. During our marriage, I always made sure she was satisfied at least once before I satisfied myself. For all you women out there that think that just because you're married and think, my man will never cheat on me, get over yourselves. You don't get something for nothing. Every man needs sex, with or without you. Thinking back, all she was really after was my paycheck. I made okay money, but no matter how much overtime I earned, we never caught up. A big mistake I made was trusting her with the checking. We owned a house, and every few years we had to refinance to pay off credit card bills. I don't know what she spent it on. We never really had anything to show for it. I did finally cheat. And it was great. It got me to thinking there was a better life out there than what I had. I didn't get caught, but I eventually confessed and told my ex I didn't love her anymore. Yes, it was a hard thing to do. Financially, ouch. Emotionally, yes. My kids were 20 and 14. It was tough on them, too. But I felt trapped for a very long time and finally decided to get out. I had to work 2 jobs for a while. While I was separated, I lived with my dad. That was not fun. But besides the 2 jobs, I was getting more ass than a toilet seat. I was happier. Oh, I was exhausted. But finally, I was enjoying life. That was over 5 years ago. Yes, it cost me a ton of money to get out. Yes, I have to pay alimony for the rest of my life. I live in California. She had a job that paid nothing. But you know what, Tom? It was worth it. I remarried to a great woman. Why'd you get married again? She's a fantastic cook. She's kinky in the bedroom, sometimes outside. She's multi-orgasmic. I love satisfying her, and she loves a good crack in the ass. She's a screamer. My ex just laid there. She knows if she doesn't give me sex, I might find it somewhere else. And, oh, here's why he got married again. She's rich. She makes a lot more than I make. High 6 figures. I don't have a problem with that. Like some guys do. I'll never understand that. I even signed a prenup. You signed a prenup? The first marriage is where you should have signed the prenup, pal. Oh, my God, listen to what he says now. My feelings about a prenup are, if you truly love someone, there should be no problem with you signing one. You have a problem with believing they love you when they make a stink about a prenup. Okay, we don't agree with everything here. One more thing, says Kevin. For all you guys who don't want kids, get fixed. Yeah, it's a pain, but the pain is nothing compared to paying child support for 18 years and having to deal with kids for the rest of your life. Sure, you think your kid is going to be perfect and all that crap. But in reality, the possibilities of having them come out of the womb normal and going through worrying about the rest of their lives, it just isn't worth the trouble. And I hear of guys that are so stupid to keep popping them out. Hello? Thanks, Tom. Sign me. Getting the sex I need anytime, anywhere. P.S. My ex hates the life I have. I ride a beautiful motorcycle. I drive a nice new truck. And finally in my life, I am happy. Now, I know there are those of you guys out there right now who can relate to what you just heard. Some of you, no matter what it cost and no matter how much stress it caused, no matter how much sadness and strain, some of you went out and got a divorce and found a better life. Others of you are living in the middle of the hell that Kevin describes in his email. And some of you are just horrified at some of the things you heard there. If you are currently living in this hell, call me at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. If you previously lived in a hell like this and you got out and you got a divorce and life is now great, you can also call me at 1-800-5800-TOM. And whether you're a woman who's offended by this or anybody who's offended by any of the things you heard here, I'd love to hear from you right now.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I want to talk first about the 167-pound 9. I don't buy that for a minute.
No, I don't either.
I think you've got to be drugly. You've got to be drunk and ugly to get her later on in the evening.
Drugly.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. All right. You heard Kevin's email. 20 years. A living hell. 2 children. He's paying alimony forever. And he's happy, happy, happy. David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Dad. First time, long time. How are you doing?
Doing great, son.
I made a mistake. I got married at age, what was it, like 21?
Why'd you do that?
I was stupid, you know, that thing where you fall in love and crap, which was not even, it was more lust. I found out later.
Right.
And now I'm trying to get a divorce, but each time I try it, she makes me feel really bad and starts giving me the crying baby, even though I screwed around on her already so many times.
Yeah, but you understand, David, I see on the screen you haven't done the stupid act of getting her pregnant yet.
Oh, no. I've been smart about that. I always use a condom. I did follow your advice on that.
But is she using birth control? Probably not.
No, she's not. And
that means she wants to have a baby.
She does. And I even found out that not too long ago she tried poking holes in the condoms.
Well,
so now I keep them in my truck.
Why are you even having sex with her, David?
I'm not. I stopped actually 3 months ago because I don't find her attractive. She just gained weight and everything. And it all went downhill. Became financially irresponsible.
Now, tell me about the financial irresponsibility. What is she doing?
She works at a grocery store, and she's just blowing money that she doesn't have. She even got her car repoed.
And was that car... Wait. Was that car in your name, too?
Oh, thank God it wasn't. Actually, her dad ended up taking the hit of that because he co-signed for her.
Does she have credit cards with your name on them?
No, she doesn't have it. The only thing that's in my name is I was on her bank account, and I had all my accounts are separate, but they were in the same bank, so the bank ended up screwing me when she ended up overdrafting almost $2,000.
Why are you still there, David?
I'm an idiot, Tom. I went ahead and got the paperwork already from the courthouse, but I'm an idiot.
I mean, you need to man up, David. It's not going to get better. It only gets worse. Haven't you heard these stories we tell on the air? The stories the callers tell, the stories that people write in with?
Oh, yes, I have, and I think to myself each time, I'm like, what the hell am I still doing here?
This is the person who put holes in your condoms. Do you need any more convincing?
Oh, I even got a better one than that. What is it? We have a boat. Well, I kept all my stuff. I kept it under my uncle's name.
So but, you knew she was financially irresponsible when you married her.
No, actually, she was very responsible. She was living with her parents, and I trusted her that she was going to keep that up. The only way I found out that she was irresponsible was when she went ahead and spent $1,500 out of my account.
Without telling you?
Exactly. I found this out when I was going to go ahead and get I was going to buy a project car and go in the bank, and all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, what happened here?
Right. But, I mean, putting holes in the condom. Have sex with you now?
No, she has tried. She's even gone as far as getting me drunk to try to get me to have sex. And I'm like, nah. Put it this way. I was messing around with this girl that lives up north. She ended up breaking it off with me, but hey, I got what I wanted. You know what you say about that.
But you realize if you were unmarried, you could get what you want from as many women as you wanted to. You wouldn't have to have a secret life. You wouldn't have to have a parallel existence.
Yeah, that's true. And I think she's on to me already, so...
Well, David, you're only 24 years old.
I'm an idiot, Tom, but I'm working on...
Stop working on it and start doing it.
Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork. It seems you're getting married.
Dude, you go to an attorney. The attorney does the paperwork and puts the pieces of paper in front of you, the little tab that say sign here, and you sign where he says to sign.
Is it really expensive or not that much?
Do you have anything to protect?
No, because I was smart enough to keep it under, family member's name.
Right. So, if she's working, you're working, chances are minimal alimony, if any. Every 2 days you stay there, you'll owe her another day of alimony.
Really? Wow.
Time is of the essence. You have to get out fast.
One thing, you're going to hate me, you're going to kill me for this one, but I was thinking, since she got her car repoed and she has no way of moving around, I was thinking of getting her a $500 piece of crap.
No.
No?
No. Get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Like I said, I have been following your advice. And
do you rent an apartment, David?
Yes, I do. I rent. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, actually.
When is the lease up?
It's in about 3 months. Is up.
Perfect. That's going to be your target date to be in your own place.
Are they going to, when I get my divorce, are they going to go ahead and transfer her debt, part of it, to me? I have no debt.
You have no prenup, correct?
That is correct. That's another thing. I thought I didn't have anything at the time.
Yep. That could happen. You have to talk to your attorney, but my understanding is without a prenup, what's yours is hers. What's hers is yours.
Well, Tom, like I said, I'm going to be you've been a great inspiration to me, and I screwed up already once.
Now, whatever debt she had before she met you is her debt, or before you got married. But anything she's been compiling after you got married, I mean, you have to talk to an attorney about finding your way out of that one.
She can't nail me for having my vehicles and my toys under somebody else's name, can she?
Again, that's a legal question for an attorney, and I hope you're going to get an attorney. Don't cheap out and call a radio show and ask a disc jockey for advice, okay? Go and get an attorney.
Well, dude, I appreciate your advice, and can you take me on Lacey Peterson style with Kobe Bryant?
Well, that would be Tasteless Plus.
Emmer. Hey. Emmer. Emmer, lift your feet hands.
This is about us. She's so special to me. You're a beat to my heart. You're the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Lisa on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I have to say thank you so much to that man who wrote that letter. Now, all of these women out there thinking they're doing the dishes and doing whatever around the house, and that's all they need to do, need this wake-up call. They're sitting around, crying their eyes out, watching all these talk shows, wondering what's going wrong. That's what's going wrong. You cannot keep your man happy with just running up the credit card bills and keeping the house clean.
Not to mention the fact getting fat, refusing sex.
That's disgusting. A man would never marry that in the first place. So what is she thinking when he wants to get up and go?
Well, I do believe, a lot of women believe that sex is a lure you use to get men under the tent, to get them to marry you. And then once you've gotten them to marry you, the hard work is over.
Yeah.
A few swift thrusts, and you get knocked up, and then you say, well, I'm pregnant. I don't feel like having sex. I'm having a baby. I can't have sex. I had a baby. I'm up all day with the baby. I can't have sex. I have a headache. I can't have sex.
It's an easy way out. For women who don't have much worth, they don't have a brain, they're not really sure where to go or where they've been, that's the easiest thing to do is latch onto someone to take care of them. And how else are they going to do it but get pregnant? It's just as simple as that. I think the signs are there. You can tell how much confidence she has. You can tell where her ambition is. You can tell. And if they're just looking for a good time, well, you know, the good time doesn't last forever. You need more to that. You need brains. You need to share some dreams and some goals. Otherwise, you know, like you said, he's just going to get busy. She's just going to get fat. And, well, neither one's really going to be happy.
I think you're right about that, Lisa.
I refuse to get married. I never, ever, ever want to get married. I enjoy being single. I'm not afraid of commitment. But, gosh, it's these stories that you hear that make me never, ever want to get married. And I'm not even sure if I understand the concept of marriage either. I mean, if I'm blessed enough to meet my soulmate, why would I go and blow it with marriage?
Yes.
You know, I hear all of these stories of how great it is until they get married. Don't get married. You can still stay committed.
Well, that's a whole separate topic I want to talk about on this program, and that is this. Some people have such a great situation. They're having fun. Sex is great. They like doing fun things together, hanging out together. It's all nothing but fun. Why ruin it and start saying, where is this going? What does all this mean? Who cares?
You can blow a really good thing worrying about all that stuff. If you're two people who enjoy each other's company, have fun. Just see where it goes. The only thing marriage is going to do is going to end up in nightmares, tears, extra expenses, and just a bunch of lies and skating around the truth. It just... I mean, I'm sorry. It's not Mayberry anymore, and the marriage just isn't like that.
I agree with you.
Wow. Thanks for taking my call. You are the best. And any woman who's offended, well, I guess the truth hurts, you know? Wake up, look in the mirror, and clean yourself up, and otherwise your husband will be out having fun somewhere else, telling you he's working late.
You are right about that, Lisa.
You have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks for the call.
Tom, it's Herman Jones, Black Tom Leykis. like wish you a happy birthday and Merry Christmas and all that good stuff. And I tell you one thing, I spent 3 years in Vietnam, and then I prayed at one time. Another thing, I had a friend of mine. He wanted to be a dentist, wanted to go to the SC. And I said, hey, man, you going to be a dentist? He says, yeah. I said, you going to be a dentist if you get married. You never be a dentist if you get married. And he says, well, I can get married then. I said, well, don't tell your wife.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show. As reliable as the day is long. Oh, wait, the shortest day of the year is coming up this week. What are you going to do? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. We began this hour with a letter from a listener named Kevin. Kevin married 21 years and finally had to give it all up. He couldn't take it anymore. He got out. It's costing him a fortune in vagina money and child support, and he's happy. Happy, happy, happy. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Lily on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I'm mad at you today.
Why?
I'm mad because you're making it seem like us housewives are just lazy, fat hogs who don't please their husbands.
Many are.
No, it's not true.
Oh, that's not true.
No, I've been married for 10 years.
So this guy who wrote me the letter, married 21 years, is paying alimony forever. He was lying. He was actually very happy.
Well, you know, I'm sad it was like that in his case, but it's not like that in all the cases.
But look at all the other people. Look at all the other people calling up saying it's true.
Well, I feel bad for everybody else, but it's not the case.
Just because it's not true for you doesn't mean it isn't true for millions of other people.
Well, you know what, Tom, I think the bottom line, I agree with you to a certain extent. I do feel the law should change. As far as alimony, no. Get up and get a job. I mean, I'm not completely uneducated. I have my education. I was a teacher before I decided to stay at home with my children. But I'm not the typical person that you could say I sat there, I gained weight. I haven't done any of that. I think I'm a very good mother, and that was our decision at the time. Again,
you're turning us into the Lily Show. Just because you're not like that doesn't mean most of everybody else isn't.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, cut some slack. It's hard to deal with kids. It's hard to take care of the house. And
well, if it's that hard, why would any man want to get married?
Well, I don't know, but...
You just made my point for me. If that's true, why would any man want that?
Well, what I'm saying is, I guess what I'm trying to say is this. If you're going to be a stay-at-home mom, then make the best of it and really work hard at making it work, because you're right. Once you have the kids, it is kind of hard to, to keep up a nice, healthy sex life. But we try our best, and I think we accomplish it.
But why would any man want what Kevin wrote in about?
No, that's true. That's very true. But
and the way you're describing marriage, it's so hard to take care of the kids. It's so tiring, or you're going to gain weight because you're so busy with the kids running around, and you have babies and you get fat. It's like, this does not sound very appealing to a man to want to do that.
Hey, I never said the gain weight. There's no excuse, okay? I have 5 children that happen to maintain the same weight I was when my husband met me. I'm 5'6", I weigh 120 pounds, and I've been that since the day one. So children are no excuse.
Darling, next time you're down at Food for Less, wherever you choose to do your food shopping, take a look around.
No, I mean, you see, but it saddens me.
How many 120-pound women are walking around those stores?
Not many, but it's sad that they perpetuate the stereotypes. It is sad. But
the stereotype is there for a reason, because it's true.
Tom, help me out here. Come on, it's not always true.
How many fat asses do you see walking around in floral print stretch pants?
Oh, God. Okay, it's true, but not that many. I mean, you're right.
I know I'm right.
I mean,
it's one woman in those Ross Dress for Less stretchy floral print pants after another.
But it's not always like that.
I know. Sometimes they're wearing pants from Marshall's instead of Ross Dress for Less.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is, me, for example...
Oh, it's sometimes Mervyn's.
No, see, but
sometimes it's TJ Maxx.
But see, my girlfriends and I, we all look good, and we have kids, and we're
Darling,
the moms.
your friends are you. You tend to make friends with people who are like yourself. That's what I do. My friends are like me. But I wouldn't say my friends are like most people.
No, I guess you're... Oh, my God, I hate you, Tom. See, I try to call and make you see it my way, and you always find a way to make it all of you and what you think.
I know, darling.
But, I mean, what I'm trying to say, I mean, I just don't want everybody, you know, men to get the idea out that all women are the same, because it's not true.
We don't believe all women are the same. We believe most women are the same, and there are so few... There are so few lilies out there. There are so few lilies out there, except printed on the stretch pants. I see a few lilies. But there are so few lilies out there, there's no point in spinning the wheel of fortune and hoping to win.
No, what I'm saying is I work very hard to make it work. And let me tell you something, Tom. My husband goes out with his friends. He parties. He goes to Rosarito. He goes to strip clubs. I don't get in his way. Sometimes I even go with him.
You want to see the women who are a 24-hour fitness? You know who those people are? Those are women whose husbands left them.
Tom.
Tell me it's not true.
Oh, it's true. You're right. I guess you're right. I mean, to a certain extent, you're right, but we're not all the same. That's all I'm saying.
We know that. But since you're already taken, Lily, there's no point getting married. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I said married. I don't know why I said we're common law.
You're not even married. There is no common law marriage in California.
Okay, but we live together. But the point is...
You're not even married. 5 kids and you're not even married. Look at that.
You know why? Do you want to hear why?
Because you know the one dessert that makes women gain the most weight, right?
No.
Wedding cake.
Tom, but isn't it the same thing? I do the same thing as a wife who is married to a husband. I don't do it, Tom, because it's something that we feel we don't need.
Hey, I'm happy for your husband because that means he doesn't have to pay you vagina money if things don't work out.
No, he doesn't. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't plan on pursuing that, even if we did. But to be honest with you, I don't need to be married to him.
Good.
I don't.
Hang on a second, Lily. Hang on a second. Let me get Logan on here. Logan, what did you want to say to Lily?
This broad is retarded. I'm so tired of hearing, I'm the exception. I'm the exception. Shut your trap, bitch. Seriously. It's ridiculous. No man in their right mind wants anything to do with anything like that. I mean, give me a break now, okay? You're going to sit there and say that you're 120 pounds. You sound like you have a Twinkie in your mouth right now.
No,
seriously.
No, see, it's sad that you feel that way, but it's not true. It's really not true. Was that the case, I wouldn't even call. It's sad that you feel you're probably never going to start eating tacos all day. I don't have time for that crap. You know what's your problem? You probably did nothing but little fatties, and that's your problem. But we're not all fat. I happen to stay in shape, yes. Yes, it is.
I'm so tired of these bitches, man. It's ridiculous.
That's your problem.
Nobody wants to marry you. That's why you're not married.
You know what the problem is? Your mom was probably a fat ass. Your mom was a fat ass, and because your mom was a fat ass, you feel all women are the same way. But we're not. Sorry. You should have told your mom to lay out Twinkies, and maybe she wouldn't make you think that all women are fat asses.
All right, Lily, Logan, that was effervescent, for God's sake. 1-800-5800-TOM. Here comes Mike on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Mike.
I got the story for you. I met this chick about, I say, a year and a half ago. And what happened is that I wound up falling in love with her like a dumbass. And I married her. I married her late November of 2006. So what happened is that everything was going good until she just snapped like a week after the marriage. I was living at her house at the time. She started acting crazy, and she slit her wrist right in front of me. She slit her wrist, so I had to rush her to the emergency room like 2 hours later. And once that happened, she was diagnosed with bipolar and hyperthyroid. And she was hospitalized in that hospital for 3 days.
Goodbye, goodbye. I really must go. Goodbye.
So after that happened, I just stayed with her for about another 5-6 months. And that's when I told her I had enough, and that was it. I just went away and haven't seen her since.
What was the big rush to get married, Mike?
Yeah, exactly. Big rush. Being an idiot.
I mean, you didn't see that she was bipolar before you married her?
No, she had no signs or nothing. She was cool.
How long did you date her before you married her?
I said about 4 months.
4 months? No wonder you didn't know anything about her.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the rush?
I got drunk in Vegas. That was a rush. That's what happened.
Idiot. Yep. Idiot. Outrageous. Outrageous. Got drunk in Vegas. Dated her 4 months, got married. Holy crap. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's David on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, how you doing?
David, great.
Listen, I just wanted to say, first of all, that I've always found you to be a very bright, very pragmatic man.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be on the show.
I'm sure.
My question really is that, I'm a married man. I'm about 26 years old. I have a wonderful marriage, actually, with my wife. And my question is whether or not you consider marriage to ever be a good idea.
Not for men, no.
Really?
It's good. It's good for women, and it's good for children. It's just not good for men.
Now, I mean, I guess, would you agree that at some point that there needs to be some marriages because at some point somebody needs to be having children and raising them then?
The dumb and the poor will always pick up the slack for that.
So, only dumb people...
They are cranking them out like human Xerox machines. Are you kidding me?
No. I fully agree with you on that. I think
Don't worry about... Are you worried? Did you get married because you're worried about world population growth?
No, not at all. I got married.
So why do you even bring it up?
I bring it up because I think that I don't agree that marriage is never a good idea, even for the man.
It's never a good idea for a man.
And that I don't agree with.
When is it a good idea for a man?
Well, personally, when you're able to establish a good partnership with your wife, as far as not just somebody...
Why do you need to sign a contract if you have a good partnership?
No, I will agree with you with that. I don't always agree with the legal implications of marriage.
Well, that's all marriage is in the eyes of the state where you live. It's a legal contract. But why is it necessary to sign a contract?
All right, you got me there. I do agree with that. There are a lot of problems that come up, especially for guys, when it comes to legal implications of being married and, you marry somebody problematic. But I think a lot of that problem arises from the fact that guys...
If marriage didn't exist, would you love the person you're married to anyway?
I'm sorry, what?
If marriage did not exist, wouldn't you still love the person you're with anyway?
If marriage didn't exist, and yeah, absolutely. In the legal
So you didn't need to sign a contract, did you?
Not necessarily. No.
Not. It's not necessarily. The answer is no. You did not need to do that. So now, who benefits?
At the same time, I mean, I do want my wife and my kids to benefit from this agreement.
Well, then you are sacrificing, but understand you're putting yourself third.
Okay.
And the bottom line is there's still no benefit for you.
Well, here's the problem, though. I think a lot of the problems you have with marriages, with guys who run out, with women who act, and don't do what they're supposed to do, is because a lot of people are just looking out for themselves and are just putting themselves first. And I think...
No, I don't think that's the problem. I don't think enough people put themselves first. I think men especially don't put themselves first. Men feel this need to be the protector, the caretaker, the bill payer, the slayer, the hunter... and they rarely put themselves first. Men die first. Men get sick first. Men get killed on the job more often. Men put everybody else first. The problem is not people putting themselves first. The problem is men putting women and children ahead of themselves.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, men do have a larger burden as far as responsibilities.
No, we don't. We don't have to.
But
you don't have to. And by the way, I've decided in the rest of my life I'm not going to feel that way. I'm not going to act that way.
But the good side of the responsibility, and again, I'm talking...
There's no benefit. There is no benefit to that.
The benefit is doing that sort of thing is that the responsibility that we've taken on has also put us in... I mean, this is a matriarchal dominated society, and we've accepted that dominance.
Only because guys like you are pussies and have accepted that dominance. It would be a patriarchal society if men like you grabbed your balls and stepped up to the plate. Unfortunately, you're not part of the army, my friend.
The Tom Leykis Show.